Full-time executive gaming back. Today I'm going to be teaching you about all the biomes in Minecraft and coordinates and how they work. All the coordinates where it says position, and then the first number, which is the X, the second number, which is the Y, and the third number, which is a Z. I'll get into that later in the video, but basically that's just what coordinates are if you want to know. And so there's two parts to this. There is the first part is the biomes, and the second part is coordinates and how they work. Okay, so I'm going to be telling you guys about biomes, but first I have to sleep. All right, guys. So I'm going to be telling you about all the different biomes in Minecraft. So first of all, I'm going to start out with the overworld biomes. So basically, the overworld biomes are the ice spikes, which are basically like it's like biomes that are just made out of ice and have a lot of ice mountains on that biome. The desert, obviously, it's a desert. The Badlands. The Badlands is which is the biome that I showed you before with all the terracotta, and obviously has a lot of gold, like I taught you about before. The Savannah biome is a biome that's like mostly flat, and it has some acacia trees. The mushroom fields is a very rare biome. It's the rarest biome in Minecraft. So if you stumble upon one, you're really lucky. The mushroom fields biome is basically a biome that has like mushroom grass, and it has mushrooms on the island, and the island is basically mushrooms. And the mountains biome obviously is biome. It could be in a colder biome, and it could be like an icy mountain with snow on top, or it could be just a normal mountain. It could just be like a mountain made out of stone, which the mountains made out of stone have lots of ores. There's of course oceans. There's the deep dark, which is where the warden spawns, and basically the deep dark biome is a rare biome. Not the rarest, because the mushroom fields is, but it's a pretty rare biome underground that basically it has the deep dark biome is basically a biome with it has this stuff called skulk. It's mostly made out of skulk, and of course, because you're underground, it also is made out of partially deep slate. But basically, deep dark biomes have a lot of skulk around them. They have skulk veins, which if something dies on it, it will spread. And basically, the skulk veins, if you follow caves with the deep dark biome in it, you might find an ancient city, which is this big city underground that has a high chance of, with the chests, have enchanted golden apples and really rare stuff like that. Dripstone caves is just caves that have these big dripstones, aka stalactites and stalagmites. But there's big stalactites and stalagmites in those caves, and basically that's what it is. Lush caves are the caves that actually in the first video I was mentioning the flowers, those moss blocks and all those other blocks that make up that diving board. Basically, it fell out of place in my first video. I'm trying to show you the connection that those are all found in a lush cave, which is a cave with all those lush style blocks, which are the moss blocks, the flowers, the bushes, all that stuff. It's basically a cave made out of that stuff. It also has this stuff called glowberries, which are like vines, and if you place a glowberry on moss block, it'll be like a vine, and if you place another glowberry on that vine, it'll have like a vine with a glowberry. The next one is the plains biome. It's just, of course, a biome. The plains biome has basically hardly any trees, and it's all flat. The forest biome is basically just a biome with oak and birch trees. The dark forest, obviously, is a forest with dark oak. The big, darker variant of the oak tree. The cherry grove is basically a biome with these big, I don't think I mentioned it on the channel before, but basically it's a tree that basically has these pink leaves and this pink wood. The jungle biome is the you see it before. It's the biome with the large jungle trees and jungle wood. The taiga biome is with spruce trees. It basically has the spruce trees with this dark green leaves. And yeah, spruce trees are like one of the tallest trees in Minecraft. Then there's the snowy plains, which is just, of course, that flat plains biome with hardly any trees, but it's basically a snowy variant of that. And then the next thing is the nether biomes, which is just basalt deltas, which I think I pointed out in my potion video, is the one with the black and gray and kind of looked like it was when you walked into it. Well, I don't know if I showed this, but when you walk into it, it kind of looks like it's snowing. The Crimson Forest. The Crimson Forest is basically a biome in the nether with this crimson wood. Basically, it's this purple wood, and it has this red nether wart blocks that make up its leaves. The nether wastelands are basically part of the nether that was looked like it was made out of that red stuff. The netherrack, that's what it was. The wastelands was that place that the gold video I was showing you, it was made out of mostly red blocks. That was the nether wastelands. The Soul Sand Valley, basically that's I don't know if I think I showed that one. It's the one where it looks like brown and it's made out of soul sand. And that could have fossils in that biome too. And then the Warped Forest is basically similar to the Crimson Forest, but it's not purple. It's like a blue variant of that wood, and then it will have blue nether wart blocks. Then the end biomes, there's 3 end biomes. I actually didn't know some of these, so these are really useful. So the in the end, there's actually a part of the end just called the end. And that's where the Ender Dragon is. That's where the Ender Dragon perches. That's where you fight the Ender Dragon. Then there's the End Barrens, which is part of the End Islands, so the outer End Islands. And then the Highlands is basically the area with chorus fruit and End Cities. And I didn't talk about this, but I'm going to now, and this is important. In End Cities, you can find elytra. So if you go out far, through the End Gateway portal, basically that's going to be the Highlands, and basically you can find if you go northwest, you have a chance to find End Cities, and if you find an End City, if it's big enough, it could have elytra in it, and that's what I use to fly around with. So that's what I use to fly around with, and of course you make fireworks from one paper and a gunpowder, and you can fly around basically. So that's it for the biomes, and then I just want to quickly talk about coordinates. So basically, of course, you see the first coordinate, the second coordinate, and the third coordinate. Now, the first coordinate's called the x, the second coordinate's called the y, and the third coordinate's called the z. And basically, this is basically direction on a coordinate plane. But Minecraft's your kind of coordinate plane. So basically what happens is, see, if I jump up, the y goes up. So that's because the y is how high or low you are. I think I mentioned it briefly, but didn't go too into it. If you go down, you'll see it gets lower. So basically that's how you tell how high or low you are, is the y coordinate in the middle. But the first coordinate is called the x. So basically, if you start moving, you'll see if it goes up or down. See, if I go this way or that way, basically the z coordinate starts moving. If I go this way or that way, the x coordinate starts moving. So you have to kind of feel it out. But eventually, once you see a certain coordinate start moving, then wherever you want to go, you can go in that direction for that coordinate. But basically, this way controls, if I go forward or backwards this way, basically it controls the x axis or the x coordinate, And basically, if I can go this way or this way, controls the z-axis or the z-coordinate. Basically, now you know how coordinates work. This is what, you can take screenshots of where you are, if they're important, like important places, and you can go, and then what happens is you can go back to them and, look in your photos, go back to them, and now that you know how coordinates work, you know how to kind of navigate and whatnot. You can also go in a diagonal direction. So if wait, let me see if I can go in the right direction here. Yeah, like this. So if you go diagonal, you can see my x is going down because it's negative, and it's trying to go. It's trying to go towards a positive number. So it's gaining. Basically, it's increasing in coordinates, and my z is also increasing. Even though the first one's decreasing, it's really technically increasing because it's getting to a lower negative number, which eventually, if you go far enough, it's going to translate to a positive number. So if you keep going in this direction, eventually you'll get to a positive number in the x coordinate. But basically, yeah, so if you go in the diagonal direction, you can go on the x and the z coordinate at the same time. And if you go down, obviously, you'll go in the y coordinate too. So you can go, basically, if you position yourself right, you can actually go on all three coordinates at the same time. Pretty interesting. Basically, that's going to do it. Thanks for your support. You guys got me 3 more subscribers. Thank you so much for the support. The redstone video did pretty good, and I got a lot of subscribers from that. So thanks for your support. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. And until then, goodbye. Like, subscribe, and share this video oh, that's not good. Oh gosh. Anyway,